Berke, what was North Dakota's defense giving you, and what was your approach tonight that led to the triple?
So our game plan was going to the pocket every time because they were blitzing really aggressively, and they were getting the spur pass, so the direct pass, the parallel pass. So we were getting the pocket and cutter or the corner shot. That was our game plan, and it's kind of worked.
When did you know that you were close to having a triple-double today?
Actually, some of the fans, when I think Freger was shooting a free throw, and one fan told me like, "Oh, you need one more point and one more assist," and I was like, "Oh, really?" Then I just look up, and yeah.
What was your reaction when you took that three at the end? You know that was going down, and what was the emotion after?
I was feeling is like one of that three is gonna get in, and luckily that go in. So just happy that I finally made.
Hey, Brandon, how much was last Sunday's game at Illinois maybe a learning moment for you? Just first Big Ten road game, go schools, and then you didn't let that carry into tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it was just like first road environment I've ever been a part of, and just to not get too caught up on that, and just always have the next moment mentality, and that's kind of what carried on to this game.
Brandon, what was the message at halftime? You're only down two, but you hit, I think, 2 of 18 behind the arc.
I mean, Coach Fred just came in and said, "Be ourselves." We weren't ourselves the first half. Didn't scream at us, didn't need to get in us. He just said, "Be yourselves," and we came out ourselves in the second half.
You guys have been in games like this, moments like this, a couple of times already this year. How much trust do you have just in the group to be able to climb yourselves out of those bad halves?
I mean, I feel like we all trust each other a lot, and especially on a night where we didn't get it going from beyond the arc, we just found a way, and that's what I feel like good teams do. They find a way to win.
How much of a conscious effort, Braden, was it for you to get downhill and get to the rim today?
I mean, I just kind of had it going. I mean, I didn't hit a three today. I was 0 of 2, so I had to find other ways to impact the game, and getting downhill, getting to the line was one of them.
Anything else for the players? Okay.
Thank you guys.
Thank you guys.
once everyone's set, we'll begin questions for Coach.
Brad, just what did you see as the differences between the first and second half there?
We started moving, and that helped. First half, I give North Dakota a lot of credit for their game plan. They put a smaller guy and had him get up underneath rink, and I thought we just stood around and ball faked, and that thing never got shifted side to side. Now, that being said, I did think we had some decent looks. If those are going in, those are great ones to take. But, as the half went on, I thought we took some contested ones settled, and we just didn't ever get the ball in the paint. And, that's a credit to North Dakota and what they did. Team played with confidence after what they did with their win against Winthrop in their last game. We know how good they are with our game earlier in the season. So, we knew coming in this was going to be a tough one, but, really challenged our guys in the second half to get back. All they had to do was get back to playing Husker basketball. And, I think we shot 63% in the second half after shooting under 30 in the first, and that was all due to our movement. I thought BK, as the playmaker, was unbelievable. He got a couple tip-ins for us that really got us going. And I thought our cutting was elite in the second half, and that's who we are. I love the 22 assists to the 6 turnovers, 22 assists on 28 baskets. But our energy was better defensively. That's just it's how this game works a lot of times. When the ball's not going in, it affects your defensive energy. We're not getting deflections in the first half, and everything picked up there in the second. So good win for us. This is always a tricky one. The getaway game. But proud of how the guys responded in the second half.
Assists were from PBA. Just fourth triple-double in program history for him today. Just how was he able to make that happen, especially with assists?
Yeah, it was the movement. The guys were cutting off. We made an adjustment in the second half, and we put Burke kind of as the trail and put Rink in the screening just because they were playing off of BK, and we felt that would loosen things up a little bit, and it paid off for us. It was, guys went out there. Rink played a position that he's not really used to playing. Braden, I thought, really did a good job cutting. I thought Sam had some nice cuts there at the end. Kale had a good slash to the basket off of BK's post up, and that's what it was all about. Burke, yes, he got the 10 assists, but our guys did a really good job of moving and cutting to the basket.
How important was it for Braden to not let the scoreless performance at Illinois carry into tonight and really get back on track?
Say it again, Justin.
Was it for Braden to not let the scoreless performance at Illinois carry into tonight and just get back on track?
Yeah, listen, we have. I think Price went scoreless in the first half. It's just some nights that's what happens in this game. You got to find a way to bounce back. There's ups and downs, highs and lows. The best advice I ever got was Reggie Miller, my very first NBA practice, called me Rook, said you'll last a long time in this game if you don't let your highs get too high and you don't let your lows get too low, and stay emotionally stable. And Braden had a good week of practice and then carried that over into the game tonight.
There seemed to be a concerted effort to just get to the paint more, like up in the middle, towards the end of the first half. Is that just the message? Just take too many threes, let's get to the paint.
It wasn't about Mike. I didn't go in there and raise hell with him at halftime. There are nights when you do that. It was more of just get back to being who we are. And, we showed him several examples, clips on our halftime edit. And, that first possession, we get a layup. Just with movement, and that carried over throughout the entire half. I thought we did a good job getting to the free throw line in the second half as well. But, yeah, that first half, that's not who we are. And, again, they were in there. They were packing it. When the ball wasn't going in, they stayed with it. If we make a couple of those, now that's going to loosen them up and get hopefully get us going a little bit more into the paint. But, I thought, again, with making the adjustment of having Burke more as the playmaker and Rink put him more in the action, I thought that helped loosen things up.
What does the outlook look like between now and New Hampshire? Just guys going home and coming back, with just like the schedule.
Yeah, I told they can't go on the couch and sit around and eat bonbons, which nobody knows what the hell a bonbon is anymore. But they got to go back, and we've got a program for them at least 2 of the days. Tomorrow they need to take off, and they get 2 days of conditioning, and then they need to feel the ball and see it go in the basket. Because we got another team that's, they had St. Louis down at halftime and, played them pretty close to a single-digit game. So this team has played good stretches of basketball in New Hampshire that we play in the 30th. And if everybody goes home and just sits around and, drinks beer, it's going to be, it could get ugly. So, again, this is a mature group. I think they're going to bounce back. They'll be excited to get back. I told them, enjoy your families. You deserve it. You guys deserve to go and have a great break. catch your breath a little bit, but we got a hell of a stretch coming up when they get back. So we're going to reconvene on the night of the 26th. Just get them going, probably a non-contact practice, thinking about going twice on the 27th, and putting the game plan in on the 28th. So, big stretch for us here, but, these guys deserve to enjoy their time away with their families.
Coach, your record right now is undefeated, but take that out. What is something you want this team to improve on the court that they're not performing to the level you'd like them to?
You know what? I wanted to see us really improve on the glass, and I thought we did a good job of that tonight. This team out-rebounded. They had 15 offensive rebounds against Winthrop. Winthrop out-rebounded us by 8 or 10, and we wanted to do a better job playing with physicality. That was a big emphasis in practice all week. We did a lot of live rebounding drills and toughness drills, and I did think that carried over. Our defense did, I didn't love our activity with our hands, but they only shot 31% in the first half. That kept us in it when the ball wasn't going in for us. And then, second half, I thought we kept our defensive energy up. So, rebounding is going to continue to be a big key for us. When we win the glass, we're generally in good shape. Starting with the game on the 30th, and then certainly with Michigan State coming in here, one of the most physical teams in the country. So that's going to be a big thing. We got to continue to do a good job emphasizing it. Our guys have to go out and execute.
You mentioned not having to go into the locker room at halftime and yell at the Storm. How much trust do you feel like you have in this group now that they've been in a couple of these type of games already this year to turn around themselves?
Yeah, we've talked a lot about this, Justin. They've been a very mature group, and they've handled adversity really well, and we're going to have to continue on with that. Obviously, it's going to smack us in the face every night, and I'm really pleased. You can put them in those adverse situations in practice, but you really truly don't know until you see it in a game, and our guys have handled it really well, and if we continue to do that, we'll have a chance to win most nights we step on the floor. So yes, I'm pleased with that, and happy with how they turned things around tonight.
How did Oogie respond the last few days from what you're talking to?
Yeah, he was available tonight, but he's had one practice. He's had one full practice. He's done some non-contact things. So when we get back, hopefully he can string a couple together and we can get him out there for a few minutes. It won't be anything where we can play him extended. It would be nice to have him available for Michigan State with the size that they have on their front line and their athleticism. So, hopefully we can get him out there in the New Hampshire game to get his feet wet, and we're going to need him in conference play.
How did this game prepare you for conference play?
Just the adversity, the adjustments. We're going to have to do that. Our guys are going to have to go out and execute when we come in at halftime when things aren't going our way, and I thought our guys did a good job of that.
Rink's minutes at the end there, the second half didn't play a lot. Was that more just matchups?
Yeah, flow of the game. It was flow of the game. It was more than that. Matchups, yeah, we were fine if he would have been out there. But, Burke was obviously doing great, and I thought Braden was really cutting well, and BK was finding him.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, guys. Thank you.